Having a meaningful narrative is a key part of effective communication, especially when you're trying to move an audience to action. Think of the meaningful narrative as your overarching message or core idea. The importance of having that overarching message is that it's what all of your stories and building blocks will relate back to. If I'm meeting with a client and I want to get the point across that Communispond is uniquely positioned as a communication skills training provider that can help equip their employees with the skills to be successful, that's what I want to convey. As part of that narrative, I'm going to have several building blocks to help get that point across. And each of those building blocks will likely have a small story associated with it. If my first building block really is about our teaching methodology and our teaching style and how it brings about behavioral change, it would be very easy for me just to talk about that. We use in-the-moment coaching. We have all this great content. The facilitators are really good. They're going to get a lot of good content. Okay, the likelihood that the client is going to forget that the second I walk out the door, very high. But if I use some sort of a story for that building block, it'll be much more impactful. Rather than just walking them through our style and methodology, I might share an example about how I'm trying to improve my golf game and I'm working with a golf pro. And, if I go out for a round of 18 with my golf pro and after we're done with the round, we're back at the clubhouse, maybe grabbing some lunch, and they say, you know what, Scott, if you had just maybe opened your club face a little bit more and widen your stance out a little bit, I think you'd be on the greenway a lot more often and you get some great distance on your drives. That's good information to know, but now that the round's over, not really useful to me then, and I'm not going to see any impact from it. It could be another 2 weeks before I play again. Chances are I'll forget about it. However, if on the first swing, on the first hole, they stop me and say, Scott, you know what? Widen your legs a little bit, widen that stance, open that club face up a little bit more. If I hit it right down the middle of the fairway, the likelihood that I'm going to do that on my next drive, much higher. And then on the next drive. And every time they see a behavior that needs correct, if they stop it immediately, correct, allow me to move forward. Stop it, correct, allow me to move forward. I'm going to see the results in real time. I'm going to notice my scores coming down. Maybe I'm getting more pars than bogeys or double bogeys sometimes. I'm going to see the impact, and it's going to increase the likelihood that I'm going to continue with those skills, and the behavior is going to change, and it's going to carry over to the next time I play around, maybe in a week or two. That's how our teaching methodology and style works. We don't wait until the end of a 5-minute presentation to give folks their feedback. We're going to stop them in real time, course correct, have them move forward. That leads to behavioral change. That's what makes the training stick. So a much different approach by incorporating a story. If I wanted to talk about consistency in the global reach, I would have some sort of a story there. So by incorporating stories that relate back to your building blocks and ultimately tie into that meaningful narrative, you're going to be able to connect with your audience on a much deeper level, ideally connect with them emotionally, get to that heart, because that's how people will make commitments.